Hey Leo, how you doing? Okay, this is going to be your third party reading for the first half of August 2023, and this is the reading where we look at the energies between your specific person and a third party. So in this reading, we try and understand what's happening between these two people. And this reading is not about what's happening between you and your person, it's all about them, to gain insight into their connection, into their relationship. Why do we do this? Because, hey, you could just be curious about it. You could just want to know because, hey, you might just be one of those people. Or you could be obsessing about it. Obsessing. And the way to stop obsessing is, well, to find out what's happening. And that's what we're going to do, okay? And at that point, that feels good. So whatever happens here, this will be what's happening between your person, Leo, your person, and a third party. First part of August 2023. And that feels good. Okay. First card. It's the overall energies between these two people. It can be what's happening between these two people. And here we got the Three of Pentacles. This relationship appears to be building. A sense of cooperation, a sense of coming together, a sense of taking the connection to the next level, perhaps. But we'll see how it pans out. It's an interesting deck I'm using here because when I first got this deck, it's the Darkness of Light deck. Most of the cards made sense. They do, the images made sense. The Three of Pentacles is one which I always found difficult because we've got three figures here that don't look particularly happy. Particularly dark. It doesn't look as if they're building anything, to be quite honest. They're just staring at us. Almost as if they're asking questions about, can this be built? But that's not the meaning of the card. The meaning of the card is being built. But somehow this Three of Pentacles raises more questions to me than most other decks, or all other decks I've got. It's a dark card for what is usually a fairly positive energy. Okay, having all that said, we'll see how it pans out in the rest of the reading. This is your person's feelings for the third party. And we have the King of Swords. King of Swords is not one of those people who feels a lot, has to be said. Lacking in emotion. Objective. Determined, decisive, contemplated to a degree, thoughtful throughout. Clarification. Knight of Swords. And the Empress reversed. Okay. This is your person. This is the third party. Knight of Swords. Your person is contemplating deeply. The Knight, also a sword here. Well, they are likewise determined. Likewise, they want to get what they want. And they're not going to back down. They want, and they're going to go for it. While your person is like, I'm not sure if I want this. Different energies. And how are they materializing? The Empress reversed. Not a card you want to see for feelings, to be frank. It's feeling empty inside. Somehow also feeling that they've been abandoned, emotionally abandoned. It also can be aspects here of feeling that you don't want to take the connection to a next level. Or you're uncertain about taking it to the next level. Overall, a sense of just emptiness within. Like something's missing. Something's missing in the situation. And that's what's going through your person's mind. So whilst this is about feelings, there's something here which is very elementary about thoughts as well. Which is why this should be interesting. Next card. Feelings in the heart. This is what's happening in the head. And we have the Two of Cups reversed. They feel like disconnecting from this person. Very much so. Lack of harmony. They feel separated. Because this is what's in the head, it can be about intentions to separate. Let's just clarify. Two of Wands reversed. We have a Knight of Wands. Okay, it's going to be one of those readings, isn't it? In a good way, by the way. Whatever decision's been taken in the past with this connection, your person's reconsidering that. Because love is not working out the way they expected it to. Perhaps lack of communication, lack of intuitive connectedness. They don't feed it any longer. That's what these two cards are bringing together here. And that kind of mirrors the emptiness they're feeling. The emptiness in this relationship. Which kind of harks back to the King of the King of Swords. Not an emotional character. We all have emotions, but they just don't feel in the same way. There's nothing there to feel. Not the King of Cups or the King of Wands, or even the King of Pentacles, King of Swords. And there we have this mystery character, the Knight of Wands. This is what's in your person's head. I might be taking a risk of saying this. Perhaps that's you. Perhaps that's you, Leo. Because they're reconsidering everything here. Why are they reconsidering everything with the third party? Because somebody else is involved. Two knights. Third party, Knight of Swords. And you, Knight of Wands. So what are you? Passionate? Determined? That spark. Spark that starts a relationship. Rushing in, both of you almost fighting for this person. Needing this person. No, not necessarily needy, but needing. There's a big difference between the two. Putting the Three of Pentacles back there and still considering how this applies. Okay, because I can't clarify. Next card is, what does your person want to happen? Want to happen? Mid to late August. And we have the Tower. And this is happening with the third party, by the way, just to be clear. The Tower clarified by the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Fool reversed. So your person is, okay, they don't want anything to happen because they're afraid. They're afraid that if anything happens, things will just turn into a disaster. Things will fall apart in some way. Their world will fall apart big time. They're afraid. So when you're afraid, you can't, like, some people anyway can make life more difficult for others, but I think your person here is just withdrawing into themselves. Withdrawing emotionally from the third party. But to what end? Nothing. We got the Fool. Your person's withdrawing for sure, but they don't want to do anything. Risk averse. They don't want things falling apart. They're afraid of taking risks. They're afraid of moving forward. They're afraid of moving forward with the Knight of Wands, you. That's what they're afraid of. So just withdrawing into themselves. I keep on staring. I tell you, I keep on staring at this Three of Pentacles. Just trying to make sense of it. Because this is about building something. But there's something dark here. And I think that darkness is trying to build something which maybe there is, within all of this, reading so far, a sense that they just don't want this to fall apart. They just don't want this to fall apart. Your person doesn't want this relationship to fall apart. Or these three characters are the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. At the moment, it's unsure what's going to happen between the three of you, because you all want to build something. Last card. Okay. This is the direction of the connection. Mid to late August going into September, and that's not a surprise. The Eight of Wands. I can't read. Eight of Swords. I don't know what's happening to me today. The Eight of Swords, and it's feeling trapped. Trapped in what though? Trapped in indecision. Why are we trapped in indecision? Look, they never got to do something. They don't want to do it. And that's why there's a little blindfold on this person, because they just don't want to know. They don't want to know. Your person just does not want to know about any of this. They don't want to. They know they could find a way out of this problem, this dilemma with these three people. But they don't know how to. They don't want to find a way out, because finding a way out might lead to disaster, emotional pain. They don't want to take risks. It leads to emotional pain. So they're just standing there with their blindfold on, thinking that they're trapped with all these kind of swords, all these things going through their heads all the time. They don't need to be. They can find a way out of this by confronting it, confronting themselves. Okay, let's clarify. 10 of Swords reverse, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. What does this mean? They're trapped, yeah. And we know with the third party, it's over. Everything's in train for it to be over, but it isn't over because they're not allowing it to be over. They know that inevitably it will be, but they don't want to face that. And they don't want to face this as well, the Wheel of Fortune. Again, they know it. They know that the wheel would change, and this is fate basically. Destiny and fate, they can close their eyes to this for so long, but ultimately the universe will intervene and just make it happen. And you know what? That's what they're hoping. They don't want to take a decision. They want the universe to intervene and make the decision for them. And by the universe, that's it could be if they can withdraw enough from the third party will confront them, and then something has to happen. Or if they withdraw enough and don't communicate, you perhaps will say something. They want to leave it to other people because they are not strong enough to face this themselves. Okay. This is a very detailed reading, and if it applies to you, then I hope that was helpful, because it's difficult. It's a difficult one. And if you're looking at one of these readings or readings from readers it'll all be over and everything be fantastic at the end of August. Life doesn't work like that. Sometimes you get those readings, you do, because things reach a certain point where things have to happen. But at the moment, it's a mess. Okay. But hopefully it's a mess you now understand a little bit better. Okay. Thanks very much, Leo. Cheers. Bye-bye.